மாஸ் கீழப்பாவூர்.
Hi, welcome to Mass Keelapavur channel. I am Dr. Aruna Shanmugavel. In this video, we are going to learn about the process of maxilla, their articulations and structures related to these processes. Before starting the session, let us see a quote. You can do anything if you have enthusiasm. Shall we move on to the topic? The process of maxilla are frontal, alveolar, palatine, and zygomatic process. The frontal process is an upward projection from the junction of anterior and medial surfaces of body of maxilla. It has two surfaces, lateral and medial, two borders, anterior and posterior, one end, that is the upper end. The lateral surface shows a crest called anterior lacrimal crest, which is continuous with infraorbital margin. The anterior lacrimal crest gives attachment to medial palpebral ligament and lacrimal fascia. The area in front of the crest gives attachment to two muscles, levator labii superioris alacunaceae and orbicularis oculi. The area behind the crest shows a groove which larges the lacrimal sac. The medial surface of frontal process forms lateral wall of nasal cavity. The rough area in the upper part articulates with anterior part of labyrinth of ethmoid bone and closes the anterior ethmoidal air cells. There are two crests seen in this surface. The upper one is the ethmoidal crest and the lower one is the conchal crest. Remember, the superior and middle nasal conchae are projections from ethmoid bone, whereas the inferior nasal concha is a separate bone. The posterior end of ethmoidal crest articulates with middle nasal concha, whereas the anterior part of this crest lies deep to agar nasi. What is agar nasi? It is a faint ridge of mucous membrane that runs forwards and downwards from the upper end of the anterior border of middle nasal concha. The area below the ethmoidal crest forms the atrium of middle meatus. The lower conchal crest articulates with inferior nasal concha. Below the conchal crest is the inferior meatus. What is the structure opening in the inferior meatus? Yes, it is the nasolacrimal duct. Right. Where does its other end open? It opens in the lacrimal sac. The anterior border of frontal process articulates with nasal bone, the posterior border with lacrimal bone, and the upper end with nasal part of frontal bone. The alveolar process forms half of the alveolar arch and it bears sockets for the teeth. There are 8 sockets in adults. Each tooth is connected with the socket by periodontal membrane. The type of joint between the tooth and socket is the gomphosis or peg-end socket. The deepest socket is canine socket. The widest sockets are molar sockets, and these are divided into 3 minor sockets by septa. The incisor and second premolar sockets are single. The first premolar socket is sometimes divided into 2. Just above the sockets for 3 molars, the upper fibers of buccinata take origin from the external aspect. Opposite to the molar sockets, in the inner surface, sometimes a rough ridge may be seen. This is called maxillary torus. The palatine process is a shelf-like projection that projects from medial surface of body of maxilla. It has two surfaces, upper and lower, and 3 borders, medial, lateral, and posterior. The upper surface is smooth and forms floor of nasal cavity. In its anteromedial aspect, the upper opening of incisive canal is seen. The incisive canal runs downwards and forwards and open at the bottom of incisive fossa. The incisive fossa is a funnel-shaped depression in the median plane formed when the two maxillae are articulated. The lower surface of palatine process is rough and forms roof of oral cavity. It shows many irregular pits for lodgement of palatine glands. Also, this surface shows numerous vascular foraminae. Posterolaterally, this surface has two anteroposteriorly running grooves for greater palatine vessels and anterior palatine nerve. Both palatine process of right and left maxillae articulate together to form anterior 3/4 of hard palate. The suture between these two is the intermaxillary suture. When the two maxillae articulate, we can appreciate the incisive fossa in the midline anteriorly. On either side of midline, the right and left incisive canal open through a foramen. This foramen is Stenson's foramen or nasopalatine foramen. The incisive canals lead up to the corresponding half of nasal cavity. Through this, the greater palatine nerve and vessels ascend. At the same time, the nasopalatine nerve and sphenopalatine artery descend. Occasionally, there may be two foraminae in the midline. One is anterior and the other is posterior. These are called anterior and posterior incisive foraminae of Scarpa. Through the anterior foramina, left nasopalatine nerve, and through the posterior foramina, right nasopalatine nerve pass. Sometimes a suture may pass forward and laterally from the incisive fossa to the interval between the canine and lateral incisa. This suture is called as incisive suture. The small piece of bone in front of the incisive suture is called os incisivum. This is believed to be the premaxilla, which exists as a separate bone in most of the lower forms. Shall we see the borders of palatine process? The lateral border fuses with the medial surface of body of maxilla. The posterior border articulates with the anterior border of horizontal plate of palatine bone and forms palatomaxillary suture. The palatomaxillary suture, intermaxillary suture and interpalatine suture together form the cruciform suture. The medial border of palatine process is raised superiorly to form nasal crest. The nasal crest, when articulates with the fellow of opposite side, forms a groove for articulation with the vomer. The highest point on the nasal crest is called incisor crest. When both right and left incisor crest articulate, they form anterior nasal spine. The zygomatic process is otherwise called as malar process. It is rough, triangular eminence situated at the angle of anterior, posterior and orbital surfaces of body of maxilla. In front, it forms part of anterior surface. Behind, it is concave and forms part of infratemporal fossa. Above, it is rough and serrated for articulation with the zygomatic bone. Below, it presents a prominent arched ridge extending towards first molar. This limits the anterior and posterior surfaces of body of maxilla. This ridge is called as jugal crest. I'll meet you with development, age changes and clinical anatomy of maxilla in the next video. Shall we end up this session with a quote? An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you cannot buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, select all to get instant notification.